Hi everyone, this is Quanisha Smith, the founder and chief activator of the Black Women Rise movement. And I'm going to give you all some time to jump on because the video just started for our Tuesday chat and chew, our lunch chat and chews. And I'm just going to turn my head a little bit to the computer so that, actually let me move it over here so that I have two ways to see your comments. And let me refresh my screen so I can see the Facebook group both ways. All right, so we are live. Hello, ladies. So as you come on, please type into the chat box your name and say hi so I know who's here. And I'm just gonna give you all a couple of minutes to jump on. A number of ladies joined today so that they can join the chat and chew. So as you're jumping on, please just let me know you're here. You can type your name or just say hi, Quanisha, in the chat box so I know who's joining us today. So I see Jade just joined. Hey, Jade. So as you come on, please type into the chat. I'll give us like a couple of minutes just to get everyone here before we get started. Hi, Jade. Awesome, awesome. So as you come on, I see there's 2 viewers so far. I know our lunch chat and chew, everyone's probably getting, and the viewers are increasing. So, oh, hearts. I got a heart. You know, I haven't figured out how to do the heart thing on live. Hi, Leslie. Hi, ladies. So as you jump on, so I don't know how did you do the heart thing? I have to figure that out later. I got so excited. So as you jump on, please just introduce yourself. And so I'll give another minute before we kind of jump into our content today, which is 3 surprisingly, simple strategies to invest in your success. Hi, Misha. Good afternoon. Hey, Veronica. Veronica and I are going to be on 2 of the same videos today. We'll have a webinar and today's chat and chew. So one of my mastermind sisters, I put her information, Dr. Angela Shuttlesworth, in the Facebook group. She's doing her first webinar on holistic leadership. So definitely check that out because I know many of you are still in leadership positions in addition to building your business. So that's why I posted it, because I think our chat and chew today as well as her webinar would be a great resource for you. So please check it out. The link is in the group, and you'll see it's like a green and blue picture that I posted today. Holistic Leadership Within a Healthy Workplace free webinar. So definitely check out Dr. Angela's webinar. And Leslie asked, am I feeling better? I am. Last week I had to cancel our chat and chew. For those who don't know, I am now 6.5 months pregnant. And as we know, you never know quite what you're going to wake up with when it comes to pregnancy symptoms. And I had all this sinus stuff going on. So I didn't want to not be able to talk with you all, or you all understand me as well. Okay, I'm just looking over here. So just giving folks another minute to jump on. How are you ladies doing? How's it going today? How are the Memorial Day plans? How did they go? Anyone went anywhere? Exciting. So let's see, we have Misha, Veronica, Leslie, Jade. And as you jump on, if you can just type into the chat so I know you're here. So what did you all do for Memorial Day? Need another weekend. I know. I actually stayed home. One of my good friends came and she spent 3 days with me at my house. And I was like, oh my God, I feel like I need more time. Hi, Cynthia. Yay, first timers. Yay, a number of women. I sent an email out to our Black Women Rise list because I realized I haven't informed them all of the chat and chew. I let them know about the group a couple of weeks ago. And we've had about 100 women join in the last week from my Facebook ad advertising for the Black Women CEO Toolkit. So I'm so glad that we have a new community member on. So welcome, 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 Cynthia. All right, so let's get started. So I'll really get started with just introducing myself. Like I said, on Tuesdays, we're going to do Chat and Chews. Unfortunately, next week, I have a doctor's appointment because the Chat and Chew idea came after I scheduled this appointment. So I'm still going to try to do a Chat and Chew next week. So just look out for that, as it might be on a different day, so that we can have this time together. Misha is also a first timer. Yay! She said, I'm so excited to be with you all. Yay, our Black women CEOs. So we have some new folks who joined the group from the ad, as well as the email that I sent out today, which I'm glad I did because a number of folks joined today. So now we have some more women who are engaging with us in the Black Women CEO Circle. So my name is Quanisha Smith. I'm the founder and chief activator of the Black Women Rise movement, where our goal is really to help Black women heal and thrive for their economic, personal, and financial development. If you go to QuanishaSmith.com, or if you type in Black Woman with an E, so WOMEN Rise.com, after the video, so you can pay attention. In the movement tab, I share a number of statistics that shows that although we are highly educated and highly credentialed, there's a number of things facing Black women, right? Socially, we're still in the bottom strata when it comes to salaries, job positions. We're underrepresented in corporate and political leadership. And so my whole thing with Black Women Rise is for us to rise socially, economically. And the key to that is healing. It really is starting to heal yourself. And I personally know that story. For many of you who don't know me, but some of you do know this background, I went from a young woman who was suicidal to, I say, a sister in charge. And one of the decisions that really helped me to save my life was that I was going to figure out how to live. And I leaned on my leadership skills and past job skills to do so. And within 2 weeks of actually leaving the hospital, where I was hospitalized for almost attempting to take my life, I got a job created for me as a senior level position in a prominent nonprofit social justice organization here in Pennsylvania. And then within less than about 2 years, I was promoted and actually had the position created for me as co-executive director. And as I was in these leadership positions, I started to notice something. And I was like, I started wanting to feel like a token in a lot of spaces. And as I talked to other Black women leaders, there were some common things that we were dealing with. And so I was in graduate school at the time. I have a master's in social work, as well as certifications in organizational management and behavior, master life coaching, and corporate life coaching. So I'm highly credentialed to do what I do. But as I was doing my studies, I decided to even change my whole thesis to study us Black women, our challenges, right? And how our social, historical, and familial backgrounds impact who we are and how we survive, how we navigate the world. And so I found in the studies that, and there was a lot of studies done by Black women on Black women, that show that we were struggling when it came to our leadership because of how we've been socialized as young folk. So that's how Black Women Rise came about. And the Black Women CEO, I guess, focus started as I went full-time in my business last year. I was doing a lot of part-time, generating income in those kind of ways with speaking and nonprofit things. But as I went full time, I actually was a very bad entrepreneur. So I was in a mastermind, a really great mastermind with Rosetta Thurman of Happy Black Women. And I've studied with Dr. Venus Oprah Reese, a Black Woman Millionaire, another Black Woman Inc. 500 winner, Dr. Monica Orgando. So I've had really great teachers that supported my research. Like I spent over 100 hours studying Black women leadership and organizational leadership, and like I said, our common challenges and issues. So it was great to put kind of my formal studies along with the high-level coaching investments to kind of see like what were these common issues that we were dealing with. And as I became a full-time entrepreneur last year, I started to struggle a lot. I was overstressed, I was burnt out, I was working too much to the point where my own medical professionals told me, we need you to take a break. We need you to take a hiatus. And that was after I had a boom in my business. In about 2.5 months, after I kind of got some really clear strategies and focuses in place and actually started focusing on revenue generating activities, which is what I teach in a lot of the Black Women CEO coaching, I generated about $14,000 in my business. And since then, that's been like tripled since the fall. But along the way, I had to, one, lean on the same strategies that I used to save my life before, and also incorporate some new mindsets. And so although I teach systems and strategies, which are really important for revenue generation, because a lot of times we don't know these blueprints and you have to invest in yourself. So that's why I want to talk about investing in your success today. But there's also some mindsets, right, that we have to incorporate and take on, and skill sets that we need in order to do well as CEOs, and particularly Black women CEOs. So, and I talk about some of these strategies. So who here saw the video? I was one of the digital facilitators for the Power Networking Conference, or in your CEO Toolkit. I kind of did the same presentation slightly differently. The Black Women CEO Workshop, 3 effective strategies to become the confident CEO you were born to be. So how many people here have seen that presentation? Oh wait, you all can type into the chat box. Who here has watched that presentation, the Black Woman CEO, whether webinar or live workshop, 3 effective strategies to become the confident CEO you were born to be? Jade did. She gave me a thumbs up. So in that video, if you haven't watched it, if you recently joined, that was part of your Black Woman CEO Toolkit. And some of you saw me do it live. Well, not live, but I guess as a more video presentation with the Power Networking Conference. And I cover some of the things that we particularly struggle with as Black women CEOs. And I also, our common mistakes, and I share the common solutions with some power tasks so that you can really generate revenue and feel confident walking in that walk. So I wanted to kind of emphasize some of it's mindset a lot today, but also some strategies for how you can invest in yourself in a simple way, right? So then in May, I conducted about, I want to say 12 to 14, I have to put the exact number, strategy sessions. Not yet. Is there a link? Cynthia, I can definitely send it to you. In your welcome email that you got when you joined the Black Women Rise movement, there's a link to the webinar presentation of it. So you can definitely check that out. It's the Black Woman CEO. So I can post it. Yeah, I can post a link to the webinar after the video. I'll make a note to do that because I will forget with my mommy brain. The link to the webinar video so everyone can have that. I lost my train of thought. Anyway, whatever I was gonna say before I got that, or if someone can remind me what I was saying before I answer Cynthia's question. But anyway, so the topic today is 3 surprisingly simple strategies to invest in your success. Oh, I was talking about the strategy sessions. So what I offer are complimentary 30-minute confident CEO strategy sessions. One, because a lot of us don't have someone to talk to figure out what might be really holding us back from seeing success in our business. And I define success. One, I want you to build a business around the lifestyle that you desired, right? So that's one aspect of success. Another aspect of success, though, as a CEO, and this is you operating fully in your CEO role, is to drive your vision and to drive revenue, right? That's how at least my mentor, Dr. Monica, breaks it down just like that. She's like, 2 of your primary tasks, and there's some other primary tasks of a CEO, which I go through in a challenge that we have, but it's to drive your vision and drive revenue. So part of that vision is not just the vision for your company. That's why I said it's the vision for your life and making sure your business supports that so you don't get to where I was last fall, being burnt out, overstressed, and frustrated. And I know many of you are frustrated because I talk to you all. And then the other part of that, hey Shami, thank you for joining us. Say hi to everybody. And the second part of that is to drive revenue, right? So part of your job as a CEO is to see consistent revenue. And what I found doing at least the strategy sessions this month is that there's a common, I would say challenge, because I don't think it's an excuse, although it depends on how you define excuse. A common challenge, a mindset that keeps coming up is that I can't invest in myself. I don't have the money to invest in myself. And then there's some deeper things that are making that statement become a belief and true for you, right? So the first surprisingly simple strategy to investing in your success is to, 1, believe that you're worthy. So I want everyone to type into the chat, I am worthy. To take a second and type into the chat for yourself. And if you're not like in your cubicle where everyone can hear you, if you're someplace, just say it, I am worthy. So I'll wait. I know people are managing a lot of things. I am worthy. Hi, Letitia. She joined us. I'm glad you all are joining. I know there's about 6 of you viewing because I can see you. So, all right. I am worthy. Awesome, awesome. So I think that's everyone here. And the reason why I want you to say that is because I had a client this summer. I won't say her name for her anonymity. But she was a perfect example of how we're socialized as Black women. And she's actually from like even Canada. So this shows you like the Black whole diaspora of how often Black women, right, Black being that larger aspect, not just African American, often how we're socialized, right? So we are socialized to serve, right? We serve our families. We serve our communities. Particularly, we tend to serve our faith organizations. And we receive little to no reward. It's almost as if we are told that our worth as a human being is in serving. And if you think about the historical aspect of that, of slavery, right? Black women have historically been, or you might have heard the symbolism that we are the mules of society. Have been, and people can say currently are, because once again, many of us are in the lower social positions in organizations, which tends to be the admin positions, the support positions, right? We're always in this place of serving. And so this particular client, she was so used to taking care of everyone else, and many of you might identify with that she didn't take care of herself. And when I asked her why, she was like, I don't think I'm worth it. I don't think I'm worth it. And that was the first time she ever said that out loud. And I said, how did you feel about that? And she said, that's a problem. That's a problem. And so while you might not be conscious of it, if you're not prioritizing yourself, right? If you're not investing whether time or money in your self-care and creating your desired life, you might actually be thinking, I am not worthy. Other people are worthy of my time and resources and investment, but I am not. And that's why you are last, if you are at all, on your list. And so the challenge that I gave to her was that we were having a monthly call. And the challenge that I gave to her was that she had to financially invest in herself. She had to spend money on herself. And that made her extremely uncomfortable. I said, I don't care if it's $1. I don't care if it's $5. You have to invest in yourself. And when I checked in with her a month later, she started small. She started with buying a yoga class for herself. Then she led to going to an Alvin Ailey concert. She always wanted to go to Alvin Ailey, and she kept saying, oh, that's a waste of money for me to go. It's a waste of money. And she finally went. And not only did she go see the show, which was awesome, she said, she actually made business connections while she was there that would help her take her business to the next level. So you never know, when you do invest in yourself, what other opportunities will open. And the last thing that happened with this particular client that some of you might relate with is that, so she went from $5 to $10 for a yoga class. Then she invested, maybe like a little around $100 for an Alvin Ailey ticket. And then she had a condition, she had a skin condition that didn't make her feel great about herself. And so she went and invested in a medical procedure or treatment that cost about $10,000. And when I asked her even what that cost, she was like, it was a lot of money. I was like, well, how much? And then she finally said, well, it was $10,000. I was like, okay, well, you invested $10,000. So who here has maybe a similar, to this client, has a similar experience where you're just like, spending money on myself is a waste because it could go to someone else, a charity, it could go to your brother or sister who's in need, or you save it all the time. So that's another way. It's not so much that you're not investing in yourself by saving money, so I'm not saying that, but you tend to keep your money and hold it, but you don't spend it on yourself. So who here, and once again, this is a safe space, so it's a closed group, and that's why we do it this way. Is anyone here that's had that challenge where they are afraid or hesitant to spend money on themselves? So you can just type yes in the chat. That either you're afraid, you don't think it's a good use of your money to spend money on yourself. Okay, so we have some yeses coming in. Yes, yes. So I know as other people might be thinking about, and if you don't want to type yes, right? Think about things that you might have said you wanted. Think of things that you might have even needed and you have talked yourself out of getting them. Right? And another way that we kind of tell ourselves are not worthy, I really love, one of my mentors is Rosetta Thurman of Happy Black Woman. And she says, one of the things she tells us is wear your good panties, wear your good underwear. Don't save them for a special occasion, right? Why are we holding on to these things that we consider luxuries and not using them and basking in them, right? The feel-good feelings or whatever comes from like even using your good plates, putting your good china out, right, to eat. Wearing those good panties in that bra set instead of waiting just for you when you have a date, right? Wear to work tomorrow. So it's really that idea that it's still a worth conversation, right? Is that we're still not worthy enough to have these everyday luxuries, right? Or to have our needs met. So we hide things or we save it for special occasions. I can't spend the money on getting my hair and nails done because I don't know what's going to happen one day or who might need it. It's like it's $20, $30. Like, go spend it on yourself. If it's going to make you feel good, right? If it's going to, you know, even investing in your business, like investing in, like someone recently was like, I need to buy a new phone because I need to do videos. And I was like, okay, do you have the money? And she was like, yes. And I was like, well, why are you not spending it? And she was like, I don't know. And that's a worth conversation. So that's the first strategy, is really starting to believe that you are worthy of investing in. That you yourself is worthy of investing in. And self-investment is so crucial to business. And this is an energetic exchange, right? So one of the two questions that I particularly ask in our strategy sessions is, how much time have you invested in your business, right? And how much money have you invested in your business, right? Because you can have both, but you either are giving sweat equity, so that's time, right? And actions, or you're giving financial equity, which can make some things easier because you're investing in systems and different things like that. So that's why I asked those two particular questions, because if you aren't investing enough time in your business as well as enough money in your business, and when I talk about money, I'm really talking about your business development, so yourself, because no one can ever take your education away from you. It's holding you back if you don't do that enough. Those are two things that can hold you back. Right, so think to yourself, you don't have to write it down in the chat, but in, say, the last 2 months, how much have you invested in your business development and education? And the reason why that's an important question is because, sorry, my fiance is coming downstairs, is because it's an energetic exchange, right? So if you think of reaping and sowing, if you haven't invested in yourself, if you haven't invested in your business, how can you expect someone else to do that? So I'll say that again. Think about this energetically. If you haven't invested in yourself, and if you haven't invested in your business, how can we expect someone else or a client or a customer to do that too? So that's something to think about. And if you haven't, if your number's been 0, we're going to talk about some additional strategies. So that's the first strategy. So once again, I want you all to type, I am worthy. You're worthy of investing in yourself. You're worthy of having other people invest in you. When you get clients or customers or financial backers, you know, just say that. Say it out loud and type it in, I am worthy. So that's the first mindset that you have to begin to adapt to really invest in your success. And so I hope some of the examples and questions around that really kind of started to challenge you. I love Jay. She wrote it in caps. I am worthy. Awesome. I love the enthusiasm. Yes, ladies, just write it. I am worthy. You are worthy of investing in. Right? So that's the first. Surprisingly simple. It's really simple, right? and so I want to acknowledge, because like I said, my background's in social work. Mindset stuff, it sounds simple, but it's really challenging because you're shifting your paradigm, right? You're shifting belief system. Okay, my phone rung. Okay, I think we're good. So you're shifting belief systems, you're shifting paradigms, and that sometimes takes repetition. So something you might want to say, yes, it is harder than it seems. So something you might want to tell yourself every day, right, is that I am worthy, and then have an action to back it up. So affirmations are great, But affirmations are sometimes things that we're trying to convince ourselves of that we don't really believe. But when you take an action, it helps to solidify a belief for you, right? So think of some ways that you can show yourself that you are worthy to yourself and worth investing in. So like how I told my client, I wanted her to go spend money on herself. I didn't care what it was. So for some of you who are struggling with the worth mindset, go spend money on yourself. I don't care how much it is. Go pay for something that you want, you desire, or that you need. It's all the same to me, right? So whether it's a class, whether it's a show, whether it's a program that you need to buy to learn something new about your business, I want you all, right, to go spend money on yourself. And then reflect on how did it feel, right, to spend the money on yourself. Okay, so that's my power task for you today. Go spend some money on yourself so that you can invest in yourself, right? And like I said, it doesn't have to be a business investment. Just go spend some money on yourself. So the second surprisingly simple strategy has to do around this mindset of, I don't have money. So that was a common thing I kept hearing during strategy sessions. I don't have the money to invest in myself. And this falls into two camps who say this, right? So you can say camp A are women, who do have the money, and I'll tell you how you have the money, and they're not giving themselves permission to spend it. And so some of that, once again, is some of that worth conversation. And then the other set, a group who says this, actually has some financial hardships where it is difficult, right, to find you can say discretionary funds or to reappropriate funds to invest in yourself. And I'll talk about that, right? So there's two groups, those who do have it and they're not giving themselves permission to use it. And then those who are having a hardship. So I definitely want to acknowledge that. Sometimes that is a very true statement. And we'll talk about, I'll challenge that, even the truth of that a little bit, right? So there's two camps who says this. And so let's first talk about camp A, right? Who does have the money, right? Some of you have really great jobs and you're just not giving yourself permission, or your businesses has been flourishing in some way. Even if the money's inconsistent, you've still been able to like bring money in, or maybe you have other family investments and different things like that. So you do have the money, but you're not giving yourself permission to use it. And this really has to do with reprioritizing yourself. So one is the worth conversation. One, telling yourself that I am worthy of investing in. And the other thing is starting to evaluate what sources of income you do have that you can actually utilize to invest in yourself and in your business. So some of these resources, and if as I'm talking, if you think of other resources, right? Some of you have retirement funds, right, that you can use to invest in your business development and other needs of your business, right? So whether it's a 401k, IRA, different things like that, you have retirement funds that you can use, right? And you do have to pay some of those back when you borrow, but once again, if you see it as an investment, it's a return, right, that you're going to pay back. Some of you have gotten tax refunds. And think about it, what did you spend, or if you haven't spent it, what have you been spending your tax refund on? That's money that you can reinvest in yourself. You don't have to buy a new couch. You don't have to get your car, depending on what your car needs. But like, say if it's a luxury, like just, say you just want to change something in your car because it's aesthetic versus, you need to get your transmission fixed, right? So think about your tax refund. How have you been using that money, right? Because that's money that you do have. And then think about, a lot of programs have payment plans, right? So maybe you don't have a lump sum of money that you can invest in your success of your business, but because of the way you are getting paid, you might be able to pay that $500 a month for 3 months or however long to invest in your business, right? So most coaching programs, even products that you buy nowadays, they have some type of payment plan so that you can then use the money you do have to cover that. Another thing is that many of us spend money on things that we could give up, or you can say sacrifice or decide to reprioritize. So who here buys fast food pretty regularly or takeout? You can just say yes if you buy fast food pretty regularly throughout the month. Or say you buy your lunch every day instead of bringing lunch and you buy takeout. Who does that? And then while you're all thinking about that and type in, also write yes if you have cable. Cable, Netflix, Hulu. If you have any of those like entertainment services, you can just put yes. I think you all are still there. Yes. So I know most of you have cable. Yes. Right? So cable, or if you eat out regularly, right? I'm notorious for buying some Pizza Hut nowadays. I like Chinese food. I like Indian food. I don't like cooking, so we eat out a lot, right? So, okay, all the yeses. I think there's a slight delay. So, yeah, all the yeses are coming in. Yes for cable. That's me. Yes. Yep. Netflix. Are you willing to sacrifice or reprioritize those funds to invest in yourself? And you don't have to answer in the chat. That's more of a rhetorical question so you can think about it. I remember when I was a community organizer, and I need to do this again. I think I've been trying to like mentally ignore it. But I sat down because I was always like, oh, I feel like I'm always broke. I'm always broke. Because I was like 25 and living in Florida. And I was like, why do I feel broke all the time? Every paycheck, I feel like I don't have money the next day after I pay the bills. And I sat down. That's when I think I started reading Dave Ramsey or another financial freedom expert or something. And I actually took my monthly bank account statement and I highlighted every single time that I went to buy food. And not a grocery store food, but like fast food or, you know, eating out. And I was spending about $300 to $400 eating out at like 25 years old, right? I didn't have any kids. I didn't have anyone else to feed but myself. But here I was spending and didn't even realize it because I used my debit card. Who here uses their debit card all the time? I don't carry cash. So, you know, you swipe $4 here, you swipe $6 there, you swipe $10 there. And in 30 days, that's about $300 to $400. Right? So if you actually made lunch a couple of days or cooked dinner a couple of days, right? So you're not sacrificing eating. I'm not telling you to go hungry. But if you sacrifice, you can say that luxury item of eating out, you could have money to invest in yourself. So you have the money, it's just a matter of reprioritizing it. Right? So you might want to do that. You might want to get your bank statement from last month and just highlight and then add it up and see how much have you been spending on eating out. And here you are saying you don't have money to invest in yourself. Same thing with your cable packages and Netflix and Hulu. I'm not telling you give up Game of Thrones, and maybe you want to keep your HBO package. But think about one thing that I had to do. I took the lowest package. I took the sports channels off because I was like, you're not even watching this outside of football season. Why do we need to have it year round? Right? Change the bandwidth for the home Wi-Fi and all that kind of stuff. So because I wanted to free up more funds, and for me, I wanted to invest more in Facebook ads because I use Facebook ads to market my business. Right? So even look at some of your entertainment. Are you going to the movies all the time? Like, can you rent a movie from Redbox instead? Or instead of buying the on-demand movie that's $5, can you get a Netflix movie that's $1.50? Right? So you can think about how are you reprioritizing so that you can free up the funds that you do have to invest in your business. Right? And I have some other ones. I have about 3 more. So you also a loan. Right? I know I took out loans for my graduate program and college, even in addition to scholarships, because that was my way of investing in my education, right? But when we often go to college and school, we are investing in skills that prepares us for a job. So the same way that you took out a loan, many of you have, to invest in your education, why not take out a loan to maybe invest in your business education? And that can come in many forms. So it could be a business loan. It could be a credit card that you get that's just for business so that you can support investing in yourself. PayPal also has like a credit option if you regularly get sales through PayPal. So there's different options for loans that you can use to, once again, you have money, you have access to money that you can use to invest in yourself. And then once again, as you're freeing up money in your budget, you can use that money to pay down on the loans. And also the income that you're getting from your business can pay down on your loans. right? Another way to get money, for those who have money, how many of you have lent money to family and friends? So just say yes if you've lent money to family and friends. And put yes, yes, if you're the person that people always call when they need money. I know I've become that person over the year. Like, you're one of those people in your family that they call, so they type yes, yes, when they're like, ooh, I can't make the rent this month. Let me call, Jade. Let me call Dr. Ruby. Let me call Leslie because she got the good job. I know she got some money, right? So just put yes if you lent any family or friends money. Put yes, yes if you're the person that, one of those point people in your family that they know they can go to when they need something. Cynthia said, I used to be that person, but I stopped that over 2 years ago. And Shami said yes, but no, I had to educate them. Right? And I think Cynthia and Shami, you brought up a good point, because this is something that I did. I still want to be able, because I grew up in the South Bronx and the projects, really poor. And a lot of times my family growing up were the people who bought my books when I couldn't afford books in college, or the scholarship money took a while. And someone said, I wish, they know not to call me. That can mean a lot of things, Jade. It was like, don't call Jade. She might curse you out. I'm just kidding. But so Jay's saying, I wish, right? So one thing as I've gotten older and had different income is that I actually have a budget. I put money aside, and this is something that me and my fiance, and we're getting married in a couple of weeks, so my future husband, we do like to lend money. So we have a set amount that we say, okay, for the year, this is how much we're going to lend out if we get a call from any family members, or if you want a gift, or if you want to give charitably. This is the budget that's going to come out of, right? So that could be one way you educate them. Or you can say, hey, my money's for me and my family, and I don't have money to lend you. But anyway, the reason why I was asking the question about family and friends is that it may be time for you to cash in, right? And get your financial gifts from the people that you've been giving money to. Right? Yes, and we all know some of the folks are not going to be in a position to lend, but it's still post-tax refund time, so they might have some money to pay you back. And that's also like, I lend money to family that I don't ever expect to get back, because things happen. So think about financial gifts, right? So can you ask for a financial gift from a parent or auntie or uncle that you can use to invest in your business? And maybe it's a gift that you don't have to pay back. Or maybe it's a loan from a family member, right? You all can figure out those terms. And then also call the people that you've been investing in them, right? You've been supporting them and their dreams to have cable or electricity or to eat, right? Whatever they were calling you for money for, can you ask them to invest in your business? Or say, hey, you don't even have to explain what is. You can say, I need to borrow $100, right? Or, are you able to pay me the $100 back that I lent you? Right? Because that could be money that technically you have access to, your family and friends, and asking them to invest in you, your business, as financial gifts or loans. And so Leslie said, if not money and other favors that will help your business. Yes. So it can be, I'm talking about money because I'm all about revenue generation. So I'm actually talking about like hard cash that you have the capacity to use as you want, to your own discretion. But Leslie does bring up a good point, right? So you might have other ways that family and friends can invest in you. Maybe somebody can make your graphics. Maybe somebody's willing to do your taxes for free or a discount rate. I'm always kind of cautious about asking for the family and friend rate, because I don't believe you should discount your services for family and friends. But once again, bartering and figuring all that stuff out, that's another way that they can invest in your business. But everything I'm talking about today is money. Money, 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 right? Because we don't talk about money. It's a taboo topic. And that's why during my strategy sessions, and even now, I'm asking you the uncomfortable questions, particularly about your cash. Because that's another thing that often, as we as Black folk do, is that we will barter. Right? You'll give the family discount. You'll say, oh, well, Junior's going to come and, mow my lawn, and I'm going to do his taxes for him, even though I'm a tax professional and I should be charging $300. His lawn work is not equivalent to $300, right? So think about that. Think about how you may have been cheating yourself out of funds because you're giving your services away for free. particularly to family and friends. Right? Has anyone here given their services away for free or undercut the true worth of their services for a family or friend? You can just type yes. And so some of you said, I got mine back in physical support. And someone said they used barter systems. Right? So type yes if you feel like you have lowered your prices to allow a family or friend to use your services. And for some of you, how did you feel after that? Because at least I've done this maybe once or twice since I started business. I found that sometimes that person can be the worst client, the most demanding client. And I'm sitting there like, I really should have charged them more. Or, you know, you're getting the $200 package even though it's worth something else. And you are really making me work by giving you this discount. So how have some of you felt after discounting your services to a family or friend? Was it a pleasant experience all the time, or was it challenging? Or did you realize like your time is worth so much more than what you had given them as a rate? So some of you might be thinking about that. And some of you may not be in this place yet where you're generating enough revenue or are clear on your services. But that's something to think about. And I actually don't encourage it for you to give discounts to family and friends, right? They should be paying the full value of your services. And also, it's that way of them honoring you and you honoring them. A lot of my clients have been my friends or close colleagues, and I don't discount my services. And so someone said, yes, it's like they automatically expect it because I do have a small business. But now I realize I do have to stop because I'll never grow like I want with my business. Yes. And someone said, it depends on the family. Yes. So you can make up your own rules. Like I said, I just suggest that you really think about, what does it mean that you're discounting your services for a family or friend? Why are you doing it? Is it you are not valuing yourself enough? Right? And once again, the same way we're having this conversation on how you do have money, right? We're still talking about that former group that has money. Some of them do have money. So when they give you the sad story of like, oh, I can't afford it, it's like, okay, well, how about a payment plan? Or when does your tax refund coming in? You can invest that in your services, right? So sometimes it's helping people think about how can they free up money. And this goes to my next point, and the last one on some of the sources is, you can sell something to bring in money, right? So if you know you have skills, or once again, if we go back to the conversation about the family and friends, they have skills, you can sell it on eBay. You can go try to get a client so that you can then reinvest that money in your business and in yourself so that you can have the success that you're desiring, right? There was one woman that I know, she wanted to join, I think she wanted to join like a mastermind or something. This was when I was in Dr. Venus's group coaching program, and she wanted to join her mastermind. And to get the deposit, she was a nonprofit director, and they were selling T-shirts, but she hadn't sold them in a while. She went and like updated the design for the T-shirts and like ran this promotion for like 2 or 3 weeks to raise the money to pay for what she wanted to invest in, which was her business development. Right? So you can get creative about what are you selling or creating, right? How are you using your talents or other things to raise money for yourself? So what do you all think about that? Do some of you can put yes, yes, if you feel like from the ideas that I gave you that you actually have access to funds to invest in yourself. So you can just put yes, yes. You don't have to tell us how much or what the funds are because that's private information. But do you now see, if you have said, I don't have money, do you now see some places where you have funds to invest in yourself? So some of you are typing yes. Yeah, so put yes or yes, yes. Because I just want you to at least acknowledge it for yourself that I do have money to invest in myself. And my last, so going to now the second group that I talked about, the people who don't have any money. So I'm going to tell you a story. I love Lisa Nichols. Anyone here loves Lisa Nichols? You can play, yay, Lisa, in the chat. Lisa Nichols are motivating the masses. So you can put yay, Lisa, if you also love Lisa Nichols. I love her motivation. I love her business acumen. She's actually on my vision board as a Black woman mogul, her and Oprah, because I just love their business mind. So Lisa Nichols, she actually started pretty poor. So let me wait, because you got it? My fiance was coming in the house and the alarm went off. So let me tell you what Lisa Nichols did when she had very little money as a social service professional. So Lisa Nichols, knowing that she wanted to one day be a motivational speaker and have her own business, and at the time I think she was running her teen motivational company. She knew she wanted to work with teens at the time. This is what she did. So while she was having, you know, a social service professionals, when you're starting out, until you're ready to get to the very top and depending on your organization, you don't have a huge budget, right? We're often overpaid as social service professionals for the same jobs that people do in corporate. So this is what she did. She created a Freedom account. And she might have called it something else, but I've deemed it in my mind Freedom account. Or you can say a Dream account. And what she did was that out of every paycheck that she got, she had money come directly deposited into her Freedom and Dream account. Right? So for some of you, that might be $10 out of every paycheck is going to go to your Freedom account. Right? And that $10 might mean maybe you're making lunch twice a week to cover that $10. But it's the commitment that you're making to saying, I'm going to invest in my business and I'm going to save money so that I can invest at a level that I want to invest. Right? So when she didn't, you can say she didn't have money, she was in financial hardship, right? She had just gotten off welfare. She was a single mom. She had a son, but her dream, she was so committed and dedicated to it. She knew that she needed to finance it, right? Because money is important. You do need money to finance some things. Money is a tool. She had a set amount deposited out of every paycheck to this account, right? It was a whole separate account so that she didn't have access to it. And so there's many ways to do that, right? So like Chase has like these online accounts, and some of your banks, you might even open up a different account with your bank that you don't have a debit or credit card or checks to, right? And you can decide what that payment is. Because think about it, if you just did $10, even every 2 weeks, that's about $260 that you can invest in your business and in your education. Right? So you can think about it that way. So how are you making some type of financial commitment to yourself, even if you know that you're living in a financial hardship right now? I'm just looking at my notes because I think I had something else with this. Oh, another thing that you can do if you're having a financial hardship to invest in your success is leverage free things, right? So a number of people, like I have the free Mind Your Business Challenge where I talk about revenue generating activities. So if you go to theconfidentceo.com, you can get my free 7-day Mind Your Business Challenge, right? I share like, what does it mean to be a CEO? Here's like some ways to actually do list building, which is a revenue generating activity, right? There are people like my friend Dr. Angela today at 1 o'clock, she's giving you a free webinar on leadership development, right? So if you are not a leader in your organization, maybe you're going to invest in this training so that you can up your leadership and get more money, right? That's one thing she's going to talk about, how to increase your salary, right? So courses, books, webinars, and this is the way that we promote, a number of businesses promote nowadays. It's a strategy. There's so much free information out there. So if you know you're having a financial hardship, leverage the free information that's out there and then implement it. Did you hear that? Leverage the free information that's out there. But the important thing is not to just sit there and read the book or even do the challenge, like my challenge. You'd be like, oh, that was nice. Go do what the people are telling you to do that will help you generate money or leads and, you know, generate revenue in some way. Because then you can use that revenue to invest in yourself at higher levels. And then like the course itself, especially if it was free or if it was a low cost course, like if the book was like $10 or the course was like $37, it will pay for itself and then some. Right? One of the first major investments I made was in Happy Black Woman courses. And the one that really paid for itself was how to become a professional speaker. I paid $300. I was on my way to Europe to do a training and I got the email and I was like, okay, instead of me buying fast food this month, I'm going to invest in the speaker course, because people were always asking me to speak on nonprofit panels. And that was one thing she wrote, like, are you being asked to speak but not getting paid to do it? I wasn't getting paid. Like, even that trip to Europe, it was an expense. It was all expense paid, but I didn't get money on my own for doing the speaking and training that I did. Now, other opportunities have come for that. So, you know, it doesn't mean you don't do free things or have expenses covered. But then I learned from that $300 course how to ask for money to get paid. And then the next speaking engagement that I had that I negotiated, I was paid $1,500 for it, for like a keynote. So it was like an hour of my time, right? And not including preparation, right? And so now I got a 5-time return on that $300 that I invested in that course, because I got paid $1,500, right? But I implemented what I learned from that class. And I know I'm not trying to say $300 is not a lot of money, right? But on the grand scheme of investments around business, $300 is considered a small investment, right? Some people have $97 courses. Some people have $27 courses that they're giving discounts on. But the key is that you have to implement. You have to implement. All right, so for those of you who really have a financial hardship, I just gave you some key ways that you can actually get money, which is make a commitment to put money aside, invest in, you know, actually attend the free or low cost things, but then implement on them. And at that level, so that you can start to generate revenue, so that you can invest in higher levels at yourself. And the last thing that I want to share, so the last 3 surprisingly simple strategy, is that I want you to, the strategy is to honor your decisions. Who here has signed up for something, or you said yes, so you made a commitment to do something, but the next day or a week later, you pulled out of your commitment to yourself, right? So whether it was a course, you went and asked for the refund, right? Who here has done that? So you can put yes, yes if you've done that. I've done it before, so this is not something to demean you if you've done it. But you said, oh, I know this course is for me, or I know this coaching package is for me. I really want to work with this person. And then you pay, maybe you were on the webinar and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna take advantage of that promo and get the bonuses. And so you pay, right? And then you start thinking to yourself, things start roaming in your mind, and then you're sending an email to their support saying, oh my gosh, I need a refund. Okay, I know me and Tanisha are not the only people. And Jason, I've sure been ready to, right? But the reason why I'm bringing this up is that if you go to Happy Black Woman, if you type that into Facebook, and on the Facebook page, Rosetta did a video recently that said, say yes to your yes. And I love that she made that video, because essentially it's telling us to honor your decisions, right? So if you are investing in your success, you have to honor your decisions. And this is why sometimes it's tough to honor your decisions. So after we make a commitment to invest in ourselves, things start to crop up in our heads, in our emotions, right? And I always say emotions are a signpost. Fear is one of the #1 emotions that might come up. Can I do it? Oh my God, do I have time to do this course that I just invested in? Am I going to learn it fast enough? Or is everyone going to be ahead of me, right? Or, I invested $300. What happened if I need it? What happened if there's an emergency? And so then we dishonor our commitment by, like I said, getting the refund and telling them that you can't do it, or you don't even show up for yourself. So you might even stay in the course or the program, but you don't do the work. And the reason I'm suggesting you honor your decisions is this. When we don't honor our decisions, it's like we're arguing with God and we're telling God, I don't trust you to show up for my best interests. Because when we don't show up and we dishonor our commitments and ourselves, it's like saying, I gave into my fear of all the what ifs, the negative what ifs. And so then I wasn't trusting that God and my higher power is going to make sure that this is going to work out for my best. Can y'all see that difference, that correlation there? And so that success strategy is all about honoring yourself because something told you that that program was for you, right? Or that investment, whatever it is, was for you. So if you keep having a desire in your heart, I know we've been talking about business, right? But if you keep having your desire in your heart to take that yoga class, and you keep going to the website, and you want to sign up, but then you close the browser, listen to what your intuition is telling you, right? I always say your intuition is like your God self. Your intuition is telling you you need that, right? Or somehow going to that class is going to help you. So just how I talked about my client in the beginning, right? She kept having this desire to go to Alvin Ailey. And then when she finally said, I'm going to say yes to myself, I'm going to honor my decision, one, by buying the ticket, I'm going to honor it again by showing up, she got business connections from that, right? God made sure that one investment that she made in herself gave her so much more. So you can say even tenfold, who knows, right? How many fold that these connections and different things she's going to have. And Jay said, absolutely. So the question is, are you trusting God? Are you trusting God with your business? Right? And for those who might be atheists, your higher power, the universe, right? That inner self, right? That is telling you, that inner self that's connected to your higher self, right? Or we are our higher self, we can say, and our ego and other things get in the way of distracting from that. It's whispering to you to invest and do something. Listen to it. Honor it. And then honor whatever it's telling you to do. And once you do make that decision, don't renege on it. Because you don't know what you're cutting off for yourself that's going to continue on this path of going to success. We don't need to see the whole staircase. We only need to see the next step. So honor whatever that next step is that's helping you to invest in your success and in yourself. So who here thinks that they can do that? Yes. Who here thinks that they can honor themselves by honoring their decisions and their commitments that they make to invest in themselves? So you can type yes, yes. If you can say from here on out, when I make a decision regarding my business, regarding an investment in myself and my business, I'm going to follow through with it. So just put yes, yes. If you feel like you can just make that commitment, then I'm going to follow through. All right, I see the yes, yes is coming in. All right, Cynthia. All right, Misha. All right, Tanisha. Right? Just yes, yes. Honor yourself, right? The same way that you honor other people. Many of you make promises to people and you will go through hell and high water to make sure that you fulfill that promise. Right? Even if that means you're not getting enough sleep because you told your sister you were going to pick her up to take her to the mall and like all this other stuff, right? You honor your commitments to other people. And all I'm asking you to do is give that same dedication, commitment, and promise to your own self. And it's particularly the commitments that you make to yourself around investing in your success. Jay said, yes, yes, she even raised a hand. Awesome. I don't know if that's a high five or whatever it is. And so those are the three surprisingly simple strategies. One, right? The first one was to claim your worth, essentially, by saying you are worthy of investing in and on yourself and even other people, right? You're worthy of being invested in and on, right? The second one revolved around this idea that some of us say we don't have money. So I gave you a number of strategies, whether you are having a financial hardship or you do have means and you just have to reprioritize to counter that statement that you don't have money. You do. You just got to reprioritize things. And the very third thing is to honor your decisions. Honor the decisions and commitments that you have made or that you're going to make to invest in yourself. Because that's trusting God and your higher power, essentially, that these things are going to work out for your good, right? And for the best. So those are the three surprisingly simple strategies as Black women CEOs that you can use to invest in your success. And so I want to leave you all with this because, I always have to have a call to action on multiple levels. So if you really are committed to investing in yourself, right? If you're saying, I'm not committed to my excuses, but I'm committing to investing in myself, I want to help you with figuring out what you need to do that. So there are a number of things, like I said, from even this call all the research that I've done that might be holding you back, and you might not even be conscious of it. So if you want support in that, I do offer free strategy sessions. It's called a Confident CEO Strategy Session, to help you figure out what's really holding you back, what are your best next steps, and to explore if and how I can help you, or we can work together to resolve those things, right? I work on the internal and the external. So the internal is, let me solve all your inside stuff so you can take action. And then the external is, let me teach you the blueprints and the revenue generating strategies that I've learned for Black women millionaires and others, and that I have used to consistently generate revenue in my business. So if you would like a session, I'm going to put this in the chat here, and it's a bit.ly link. So it's bit.ly/CEO application, and you can go to apply. So I put it here into the chat link so that you can apply for your Confident CEO Strategy Session. And I do have people apply because, once again, like I said, if you are committed to your excuses, this is not for you. But if you really want to say, okay, what's really holding me back? I want to start to do something about it. I want to invest in myself. And I want to know what my best next step is given all the circumstances in my business right now, and explore if and how I can work with Quanisha to do it. Then apply for your Confident CEO Strategy Session. All right, ladies, it is 1 p.m. Oh my God, it's 1:01. I need to jump on this webinar with Dr. Angela. So thank you all for staying here. I know some of you stayed for the whole hour. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed the chat and chew. Please leave some comments for what you've gotten out of the chat and chew, so I know what resonated with you. You know, what are you taking away? And I know, like, you can give thumbs up and hearts and stuff. So, you know, tap, 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 tap or something. I'm not sure how to do that. You can see my refrigerator. So yes, I hope you all enjoyed it. You are so welcome, everyone. And it was my pleasure, because I love sharing this information, because you are worth it. You are worthy of investing in. And I just want you to own that and walk in it. So this is Quanisha Smith, the Chief Activator, because I make you all make it happen, and founder of the Black Woman Rise Movement, and your Black Woman CEO coach. And once again, if you want to know particularly what you need to do to honor yourself, please apply for the Confident CEO Strategy Session, and I'll paste the link below again. And I'll also paste the link to the webinar, The Black Woman CEO, 3 Effective Strategies to Become the Confident Business Leader that you were born to be. So this is Quanisha signing off. Love you all, and I will see you soon. Bye.